Welcome to Pop Culture Unboxing, the only show that was not canceled by the coronavirus till the end of time. I'm Ryan. One of you say your names. He's Matt, and that's Zach. Well, this is going to be kind of a weird episode. We don't have much to talk about because, again, everything that has to do with the news of entertainment, pop culture, anything has all about the coronavirus just canceling it. Yeah. So I think we're just going to have, for the first time ever, a normal random discussion of Pop Culture Unboxing about the coronavirus and things that it's affected, and just see where our minds go. Matt, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good.
All right, Zach, how you doing? Because that was the fastest. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm living. Keeping
the
I
opposite
wanted to talk
from
about
happening.
something else.
Yeah, okay. Matt, you have something to talk about? Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm thinking back now to a previous episode, which was last episode, and I'm still giggling a little bit inside about the intro of our names. When I forget what it was, but I think I jumped into a real rapid fire. And I said, "I'm Matt. That's Ryan. That's Zach." Hi, Ryan. I'm Matt. That's Zach. Or something.
Hi, Ryan. I'm Matt. That's Zach.
Oh, God.
Launched straight into it. But Ryan, do you have coronavirus?
I don't.
Zach, do you have the coronavirus?
Well, to be fair, we don't know because there's no test kits.
Too fair. Do you have the coronavirus, Zach?
As far as I know at the moment, no. But I still have another week of quarantine. So
True. I woke
We
up.
have 2 weeks of quarantine, right?
Well, we probably should reset it. We were at work, and there were a couple groups that had traveled that came back. And after they were in the office for a week, they went, you know what? We should probably keep them separate from everyone.
Also, which is funny because they were already sick. They all said they were sick, and they said, "Oh, after a week of them being sick, hanging out with us, they're like, we should probably take them away." And then, immediately we all were on a stand. April 6th, right? April 7th.
I think right now is April 6th, unless something changes between now and then in either direction.
I think that's a popular because I think a lot of places are April 6th. I don't know
if we have it nailed down. We have a meeting sometime tomorrow about.
Everyone aimed at 3 weeks, but Fayucci is calling for us to stand down for 8 weeks.
I don't see that happening.
But I don't see people allowing it.
No.
But also the government really doesn't have the authority to force you to stay in your homes unless they declare martial law.
Yeah.
So
Which they won't.
So yeah, like all these governors coming out saying that, hey, you guys need to shut down. It is the people taking responsibility and saying, okay, if you're asking me to, I will. They actually don't have the authority to tell you.
I just found out yesterday that there is still one place that's open. Besides Anytime Fitness, is GameStop. They are staying open.
They are killing it right now.
Legends.
Well, they're losing money, so they're like, we have to stay. Like, we don't got an option. 2 big games are coming out. There's a chance you'll come sell your crap to get them.
So can I just say, like, how irresponsible it is for Planet Fitness to stay open?
Yeah.
Like gyms
Fitness?
are germ factories, and they're like, hey, you know what? We're just going to stay open. It's like, no.
To be
The only
fair,
thing that
though,
might be worse are
Anytime
schools.
Fitness looked like it was. I didn't stop in. I drove by it. It looked like it was over. I thought I saw people in there. So,
I doubt it.
but I mean, so they might not be. But
I think I already
never
got it and beat it.
I didn't get an email or nothing on their website says they're closed down. So
I think I got coronavirus and then beat it all in the course of about 6 hours. I woke up one morning early this week, I think, or late last week, and my throat was sore and I was coughing a lot and I was a little phlegmy. But by like 4 or 5 hours later, it was good. So I think I caught it and beat it. So I think I'm golden.
yeah, if I get it in this like time during the stand down, at that point I don't know what you
I
do.
probably shouldn't tell you guys that I might have had coronavirus. After we've been recording and doing stuff for 6.5 hours.
So that's where this cough is coming from.
Maybe.
No,
It's fine. You're already
the
quarantined.
question that
And none of our age group dies.
I wonder is if I get coronavirus, I'm already working from home, so there's no point in getting sick because you can't like call off work or anything.
Yeah,
No.
I was
Or
thinking
can
about
you?
that.
Can you
It's
just be like, look, I got coronavirus. I'm sick. I'm not working today.
well, if you get sick to the point where it's like, hey, look, it's better for you to rest and recover.
Yeah.
Is different from like I think if we got coronavirus, it would be one of those things where it's like, hey, listen, as long as I'm not throwing up, like I can still do my work. Like there's zero reason to not like do your work in between.
I think
sickness.
I think the only thing that's going to suck is if I get coronavirus, there's nowhere for me to quarantine myself safely because I can't be with my girlfriends because she's there, so she gets sick. I can't go to my actual apartment because my roommates are there and they'll get it. I can't go anywhere without
You can sleep on my futon.
But you're here. You'll get it.
I already had it. I already beat it. It's all good.
You don't know that.
It took me 6 hours, dude. Nothing could be worse than when I got the normal flu.
Matt,
like 2
I
months
understand that you think you're God on this planet, but that doesn't mean that you get coronavirus will last
Think
only 6
my
hours.
demographic kicks Corona's ass.
Yeah, but I'm in your demographic.
Exactly.
There's a good.
You have
but
nothing to worry about. Then
most people in our demographic still
it's
have
the
it for a
boomer
couple
flu,
days.
dude.
The boomer killer.
Oh, dear
Yeah.
Lord.
The boomer eliminator.
Yeah.
The boomer remover.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they call. That's what they call it.
Sheesh.
The boomer remover.
Yeah.
It's
I don't see why there's an issue
terrible.
with it. The boomers are all worried about, getting all upset about the millennials complaining about student loans and stuff like that. But the minute something coming along to threaten boomer lives, all of a sudden they're all threatened and upset. It's like, oh, interesting. I see where your priorities are.
In their
That's
defense,
a very
life,
interesting way to put it.
in their
Comparing a virus that's killing them to student loans.
Are those
Yeah,
not a
it's
virus
like,
that's
oh,
killing people?
oh no, I have to pay money back that I borrowed versus this thing is gonna kill me.
What about but if I want to get hired at a good job, I have to go pay a ridiculous amount of money for these government subsidized student loans.
Well, you don't have to take the money for the government subsidized loans.
Fair, but where are you going to get it then? The vast majority
You
of
can
people
go
don't
to-
have that kind of scratch.
Well, that's the point. You don't have to go get those loans. So
But
taking
good luck getting a job that
taking-
pays anything remotely good that doesn't require at least an associate's or a bachelor's degree.
So go work
right.
at Sheets, make $10 an hour with zero debt, and save up. You'll be fine.
Yeah, but I don't really wanna work at Sheetz my whole life.
That is such a Republican
get-
talk.
Yeah.
Well,
speech.
no.
Get the
Listen,
outta
listen. I
here.
did
Sorry.
I did the math
I didn't
on
want to
this.
have to edit it.
Okay, so-
I wanted to just
so-
be able to chop the beginning
So-
and end off and ship it. And
so-
now I gotta bleep it twice.
So let me break this down here for a
No.
second. So my girlfriend's sister came to live with us for a while.
You have told me this story. This does not change the opinion that minimum wage you can live by yourself on.
No. I'm not saying you can live by yourself.
Uh-huh.
So and that would be a point. You would have to have roommates, but you can make it. But you're not
But you
supposed to
can't.
stay at a minimum wage.
But you can't.
Okay,
Yeah, you can.
you're not supposed to, but
You
everyone
can't.
underpays you, and nobody gives you raises.
The problem is, like,
The only
when
way
you
you
work
get more
with
money.
minimum
Okay,
wage,
so-
when you work at $10 an hour,
Go ahead.
yeah, you're saving money, but then you've got a car payment, or you have a crappy car that's unreliable, which can risk you the chance of you losing your job. Which then, if you come up unreliable to all these businesses, they don't want to hire you. You can't give me this because I already lived through it. Before I worked at, that's what I had to deal with.
Well, and here's what I'm getting at. Where are you at now versus where you were then?
Where I'm at now is I'm in a better job. I'm in a good job.
How hard did you work to get there?
Not very hard. I got lucky. That's the thing. Look, this is my opinion on life. No, nothing in life you get is just working hard.
No.
It's all luck. Becoming famous, usually
Oh,
because
the
you know
exact
somebody.
opposite.
Oh yeah, I fell
Exact
backwards through
opposite.
all
In
of
a
my
lot of
success.
cases, and unless you are working in like the, as I call them, like the factory jobs, working hard will get you nowhere because everyone wants to step over top of you. As I figured it out the hard way. Granted, you can still get somewhere, but it does have a little bit of luck and also the kind of relationships you build with people.
And then there's also
But
the concept of
as
failing
far as like,
upwards, which is
am
what
I a
I'm
hard
great at.
worker? There are many people I know that lost their jobs being called hard workers because they just didn't want them anymore.
Yeah.
I see that you disagree with me.
Well, no, I disagree, and I mostly disagree because, like, if you look at somebody's life over time,
yes.
as long as you are not, because I think a lot of the problems, especially like the younger generation has, is they look at life as snapshots. So they look at it and they say, okay, I've got $40,000 in debt from my student loans, or $80,000 in student loan debt. I didn't get a job in my field, and I'm making $10 an hour. I'll never be able to pay it off. Well, the goal is not for you to pay it off right now. Like, you don't have to pay that money today.
No.
But you do have to keep working. And if you have to work 2 jobs, you work 2 jobs. And like there's no guarantee that you work 40 hours a week and make enough money to do anything you want.
Yeah.
But you can work it and make it happen. Like
Yeah.
right now, like my girlfriend and I are both working 2 jobs and our base household income is like $110,000. Like, we don't have to
what do you
have
mean?
the extra
You're
money.
working 2 jobs?
Yes, I'm going to start selling real estate.
Well,
and
you're not.
she's
Hang
she's
on.
working.
You're
Oh, wait.
not technically working a second
Okay,
job.
No,
yet.
I said I'm going to pick up a second one.
going
My
to.
girlfriend
All this
already
political
has a
stuff is
second.
boring me. What have you learned from your more? So we learned. I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast.
Matt's just bored because he didn't get a chance to talk.
I just don't want to
For
stray
the
too
first
far into
time
the
ever, now you
subject.
feel like Zach.
I just don't want to stray too far into the subject.
No, I just disagree with some of your points. But this will come down on the day when you finally invite me on your new podcast you're creating.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Yes, I
And
will.
we'll
I will set
finally
one up.
have the show that I believe it's going to end up being is you talking about
It'll be
politics
great.
and a guy who doesn't understand politics.
So Zach, what did you learn? When we were talking about it last, what did you say you learned from your real estate stuff at that point?
Oh, I thought it was great. The first lesson that we learned, it's like an hour long,
Yeah.
and it's like real estate. What is real estate? It's like real estate is land plus improvements.
This feels like stuff I can look up in a dictionary. This is weird. It's the first time I've heard an hour-long class is something I can look up a
Well,
definition for.
And it was great because like it got into like the bundle of rights, which is effectively you have like the right to the land, you have the right like the airspace all the way to the sky, like you can like separate it too, so like you can like lease out your oil rights if there's something underneath your land. And but like the entire premise of it was that some real estate is cheaper because it's not as valuable as like land itself. And also there can be homes on land, and some of those homes are worth more because they're different.
I have a
Wait,
question.
and it was, so that's what. So you're telling me the first lesson, the first hour-long lesson was to
No,
tell
it's
you.
broken up into modules.
But again,
but
it
that's
was
effectively all it is.
But it was an hour, right?
Yeah.
An hour of all. So that whole hour, this class spent teaching you, telling you that if a house has more windows or is a better location or has more land, it's worth more.
Yes.
If it's nicer, it's worth more.
Now that being said, the
That
second
feels
module.
like common. That feels like something I never learned in a class. I just figured it out. Like I feel.
yeah.
now
it's common
that being
sense.
said, the second like chapter, like the second set of modules, immediately jumps into like law. And
Okay,
he's like,
now
it's
yikes.
so much more like
That's
It's stuff
too
that
scary.
you wouldn't know.
it's stuff that like it can be obvious like if you've looked into buying a house, you probably understand it. But like if you've never looked into a house, like if you're 18 and you've never done this before and this is the career you decided to pick, like I can understand where it's like, okay, we need to go through this bit by bit. But I'm about halfway through my first class. Well, actually, I am halfway through my first class, and so far I really enjoy it.
I have a question. So you say you can own the rights of everything below, at, and above ground level, right?
Yeah, so when you buy real estate, you have you own the property all the way to the core of the earth,
Yes.
and everything above you.
Okay. Perfect.
that means if
perfect.
I-
I have the question. Do those?
Okay.
So let's say you own 4 square acres, right? It's a perfect square, just 4 squares.
Yep.
Do the lines radiate straight down to the core, or do they all meet at a single point right at the center of the core, and then radiate out in a pyramid shape out to the sky? Because if they go down in a straight line as squares, they would all intersect pretty quickly below the earth.
because the Earth is round. Is that what
Yes.
you're trying
Yeah.
to say? Okay.
Exactly.
So
How does that work? So, like, if I dig straight down from the very edge of my property, if I
Yeah,
dig more than like a couple feet under, I'm now
Yeah,
in the
eventually
neighbor's
you're-
property.
Yeah, technically you'll end up in a spot. So it's one of those things where it's theoretically to the core of the earth, but effectively you're going to go straight down from your
No one's gonna dig to
your
the
lands.
core of the Earth, so they're
But
not really
it's not
that
gonna
worried
be-
about the
Are you
the
sure?
lot.
yeah.
I'm
It's
pretty
not going to be
sure.
that
I
big a deal.
saw core.
What?
What is what is the name of the movie where they have to go to the center of the earth?
Shut
Journey to the Center of the Earth.
No, the other one.
I was going to say that is a movie.
Yes, it is.
Wow, that's
No.
the first joke
What is the
Zach's
one
dropped
where-
down in a while.
Oh,
The Brendan Fraser one, right?
He is
I
the
bet-
straight man.
I've
Isn't there
been
one?
trying to make jokes
Wait
this
a
whole
minute.
time. Do I just fall that flat?
Anyway, is there? Wait, so there's a Brendan Fraser one, but isn't there another one that has?
Will Ferrell, I think, right?
Is it Will? I don't know why I think.
Did they remake them that quickly?
I feel like they did.
I think they did. Like within 10 years of each other,
Let me
they
go ahead
made
and
2
Google.
of them.
Let me Google.
Or did it have both of them in it?
No, it definitely did because Brendan Fraser's the star of one.
That's right.
And also-
Well, yeah. I know. What?
I wonder if they just thought like this is a good premise. It's just Brendan Fraser's fault. They like
Maybe.
just-
The subreddit r Save Brendan Fraser is one of my favorites. It's just a subreddit devoted to basically worshiping him because he was supposed to be Hollywood's next big man, and then that fell through.
It makes sense. He is a lot of fun.
He is. I love him in George of the Jungle. George,
Oh my
George,
God.
George of the Jungle, strong
No
as
way.
he can be.
So-
George of the Jungle, watch out for that tree.
You won't believe this.
What's up?
I'm starting to think that Journey to the Center of the Earth with Brendan Fraser was the remake.
Of the Will Ferrell one?
Yeah, because it has a sequel and it's called Journey: The Mysterious Island. Sorry, and that one has The Rock in it. This is the one
Wait,
that I
what?
remember.
Wait,
Yeah.
what's the first one? Is the Will Ferrell or the Brendan
No, I
Fraser
think
one?
it's the Brendan Fraser one.
Wait, The Rock was in the sequel to a Brendan Fraser movie. When
Yeah.
was the Brendan Fraser one?
The Brendan Fraser one was 2008, and Journey 2 was in 2012.
Journey 2 being the Will Ferrell one?
Journey 2 was the Rock one.
But there was no Will Ferrell one.
The Will Ferrell one exists. I know it does.
I know it. Or is it something like just slightly different?
I'm looking right
Do
now.
they include the part in that movie where they get to the center of the earth and to come back up, they get into a volcanic shaft with like on a piece
Shaft.
of rock that like is flying up at crazy high speeds?
It might be.
Do you remember that part of the
Oh
book?
my god.
What?
The book?
I think I found it. I think like the Brendan Fraser one is the remake
Of a Will Ferrell one?
of the Will Ferrell one.
But then when was the Will Ferrell one made?
I'm looking right now. I'm trying to scroll down.
No,
and
you
find
know
it.
what? It would. Well, no. If it was 2008, still like.
I mean, for 2012, for you to get the next one, that's not. Oh my god, this is so crazy.
We're going down a rabbit hole here. Are you just going through
It
Will
is.
Ferrell movies?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I feel like if you've gone to Elf, you've gone too far. It definitely wasn't before Elf.
See, I wasn't. I that isn't the one that I was thinking of.
Wait
Maybe
a
it was
minute.
called something else. The one I was thinking of was the one where the core stops
That's
rotating.
that's what I'm talking about too.
Yeah, I can't think of the
What's
name
it
of that
called?
one.
Is it Core?
It might. Yeah, well, that is a thing that has happened over
It's
the last
basically the
decade. Everything is a verb instead of an actual title.
Yeah, it's basically the opposite of Armageddon. Or is it Armageddon? Which one's the one with the astronauts, the oil riggers? Ryan.
What in the world? What is
rabbit
this?
hole are you going down?
Oh my god! So, Journey to the Center of the Earth was not a film with Will Ferrell in it.
Are we
It was
experiencing the
called The Land of the Lost.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
but it was
right.
It was effectively like a
it was the
what
core.
in the world is
The
going.
Core. Okay.
What in the
Armageddon
world?
was the one with the asteroid, right?
I think yeah. I think that
Yeah.
one's Armageddon.
Okay. So that's what happened. I think we're experiencing the Mandela effect here. No, would that be the Mandela effect?
I'm picturing the one where the cover is like them falling.
That's the
And-
Brendan
Okay,
Fraser one.
I'm picturing the right one.
That's the Brendan Fraser one. The Land and the Lost is him running away from a dinosaur.
That's right. Okay.
That's great.
But they're basically the same movie, right? I assume.
Literally, if you Google this, if you Google Will Ferrell Journey to the Center of the Earth, there's so many articles where people are saying just like, when did Brendan Fraser make a remake of it? Everyone thinks the same thing.
That's
We're
amazing. When did the Land of the Lost come out?
2009. Journey to the Center of the Earth came out 2008 with a sequel following up in 2012 called Journey to the Mysterious Temple.
Weird.
And that one had The Rock in it. Look, you can even here's the cover for the Rock one.
No,
jeez.
dude.
Yeah,
You're no. I refuse to
because
believe it.
and I think what also helps is that Josh Hutcherson character was in all three.
What happened to him?
He's in all three movies. He's in Journey to the Center of the Earth, the first one. He's in this one. He's in the second one, and he's also in the one with Will Ferrell. That's why we think
What
they're
happened to
they're all
him, by the
one.
way?
Right
he's-
now he's doing Future Man.
Yeah, he did a show.
Oh,
on,
is he doing TV?
He did a show. It's an Amazon show, and then after that, that's all he's been really doing lately.
What was I?
I'm sure he'll get picked up soon for something.
the Hunger Games. The Hunger Games ruined. it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He-
Oh yeah.
The only person to leave the Hunger Games totally fine was the girl who played Katniss.
Jennifer Lawrence,
Yeah.
and even
Yeah.
she's on the rocks now.
Yeah,
Um,
he's in.
You know what else? Speaking of like a world inside of our world,
He's an Ultraman. Yeah, Future Man is a TV show that he's in. That's it.
I watched Iron Sky 2 on Netflix, The Coming Storm or something like that.
yeah.
About have you ever heard of the movie Iron Sky?
No, I don't think so.
It's about how Nazis survived on the moon and now they're coming back to invade
Why do
the
I feel
planet.
like no? We've talked about this.
We have
before.
definitely talked about
this.
this.
Has been on the podcast before.
It
this
has,
because
for
this
sure.
this led you down the rabbit hole of telling me about Hitler coming back and riding a dinosaur.
Yes,
in
that's
one
the
of
one.
them.
That's the second
this
one.
second
They go.
movie?
They storm.
Yeah.
They take
Stop
out.
talking about these movies.
The Russian or the Nazis nuked the hell out of Earth. And
I'm
now
never gonna watch the
and
movie.
now the last humans left are living on the Nazi moon base on the moon, and then this Russian group builds a ragtag ship and comes up to the moon base, and they're like, "Cool, we're gonna take this and go invade the hidden world or whatever it is, like the center of the Earth where the lizard people, which are the Nazis, have their holy grail or eternal life." And so they take this Russian spaceship diving into the center of the Earth.
Yeah, you have definitely told me this story.
It's incredible.
You've told me this movie.
It sounds like
stupid.
high school freshmen that
It's-
had to do like a documentary, and they were like, you know what we should do?
They just
We
smoked
should-
way too much pot.
We should
Just
make
started-
it.
And then they asked their dad for $25 million.
Yeah, the movie cost 20. Oh,
I don't know how much it costs, but it's the effects aren't that bad.
That's terrible.
And yeah, they live in this center of the Earth with the Holy Grail is making the sun, which makes it light up. And so when they take the Holy Grail, the sun falls out of the sky, and they have to run away from it.
Oh my god.
And also, there's a bunch of dinosaurs around. And it's spectacular.
It's
Dude,
crazy.
this is so shocking to see, like that, like that. There's a sequel to Journey to the Center of the Earth.
With The Rock.
Oh my God, there's a third one.
Are you serious?
Apparently, Journey to the Center of the Earth, also promoted as Journey to the Center of the Earth 3D or Journey 3D. So this was the first. This is one of the 3D films. That's what this is,
Oh, God.
and it led up to a
God.
sequel. Oh my God!
Remember when 3D was brand new and we were all innocent with movies like Spy Kids 4D?
Oh man, I miss Spy Kids. Spy Kids was great.
Yeah, wasn't that one of
It
the
made it even-
first big 3D movies? Was the third one?
The one they go into a video game.
Yeah,
world.
with Elijah Wood.
Yeah, with Elijah Wood. You know what's weird about that? I never realized. You know the movies Machete?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know.
It changed that universe for me when I realized that guy is actually the same character in Kids Book.
Yes.
In the
Yep. Did you know that the Danny Trejo movies Machete, like the crazy murder ones?
Yeah.
It is the exact same character as the uncle in Spy Kids. They're the same character.
Really?
Yes, the events
They're
of Machete.
connected?
Yes, the events of Machete take place in the Spy Kids universe.
Yes,
That is priceless.
that is
Isn't
in
it?
fact their uncle.
Danny Trejo is the man.
Yeah.
because he shows up as their uncle to help save the day, and it turns out he is the guy.
He
It's
is
the
the guy.
same guy.
You know what's funny about
That
Danny?
is an amazing like plug
Right?
right there.
all the Tarantino movies take place in the same universe.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Anytime I picture Danny Trejo, the first image that comes into my head is his severed head on a tortoise. If you remember what that's from.
Why?
Wait, what
His severed head on a tortoise.
is that? No, that's Wild Wild West is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Breaking Bad.
Oh, I've never seen Breaking Bad.
Spoilers, by the way, but if you haven't seen it yet, you
Oh
absolutely
my
should.
God, Vanessa Hughes,
Vanessa Hudgens?
Hudgens. I mean, yeah.
Is she...
I clicked on her and I thought I read enough of her name to guess.
Wasn't
what her
she
last
like the
name-
first celebrity nude to leak online?
Not the first, but first Disney star.
That's right.
Man,
And then they all started rolling in.
What happened to her?
She did that one with Selena Gomez recently.
I didn't know she did one with Selena.
Not
Gomez.
recently, but like a while back. It was like that spring break movie or whatever.
Oh, she was in that movie Beastly.
Whatever that is.
That was that film where it was like a. Oh, that's right. She did The Night Before Christmas. The like night, the KNI. You know,
What?
it was a movie where this
Oh,
this
yeah.
guy comes back. He comes back from like medieval times as a knight, and he like falls in love with her.
Weird.
But it was supposed to be a Christmas movie. Yeah,
Like Die
so
Hard?
a medieval English knight is magically transported to present day where he falls for a high school science teacher who is delusioned by love.
Okay.
Disillusioned by love.
I was gonna say, huh? That's
Weird.
an interesting thing.
Weird.
Yep.
Speaking
She was in
of
Rent Live, that's interesting.
speaking of stars that kind of just up and just died out in a whimper. What about Megan Fox?
Wow.
Had the world in her hand with Transformers, pissed off Michael Bay, and then she tried one last hurrah with Jennifer's Body, and then no one ever heard of her ever again.
Man, I love Jennifer's Body.
I
I
never
love
saw it.
Jennifer's Body.
No, she
I
did
can't
another
tell if
one
you're
after
talking
that.
about a movie
She did
or-
Jonah Hex after that, didn't she?
She did the Ninja Turtles after
That's
that.
right. I forgot
did
about
do
that.
that.
And yeah, she did do Jonah Hex. That was in 2010.
My dad unabashedly loves those Ninja Turtle movies. I
I
might be overreacting on that,
I
but
actually-
he really does enjoy them, especially the second one.
I actually kind of like them because they were we got Krang and we actually got Bebop and Rocksteady in that one.
That's true. I
That's
need
the
to watch those.
Closest thing I'm ever gonna get to those. But yeah, she's gone.
I thought about a movie / miniseries we should do.
Oh, she is in a film. She's in a bunch of films coming up.
Who? Vanessa Hudgens?
Yeah. No.
Megan Fox?
I mean, again, some of them are a long time from now, but she's apparently playing in an animated movie called Naya, Legend of the Golden Dolphin. So you know where she's at.
Nice.
Legend of the Golden Dolphin. What a name.
One famous person name I saw on something inexplicable was the ripoff of the Pixar movie Planes, which was the ripoff of the Pixar movie Cars.
Yeah.
Hilary Duff was on a ripoff of a spinoff.
Food Fight ruined her career. The movie Food Fight.
Really?
Definitely was one of the reasons it ruined. Did you ever see Food Fight?
No.
No.
Oh, that's right. It's on our list. You'll
Is
see
it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I added it to that riff show we were thinking about
Okay.
doing. But we can do it. We can
I
do
thought
it
of a
for
thing
the-
to add to our movie one,
Well, we can do it for. We can add both.
but it's a
of them. I don't
mini
care.
series.
What?
Dinotopia.
Oh, I could do.
Did you ever
that.
see that?
Yeah, I've seen Dinotopia.
Did you ever see it?
I have not, so I will be
Ooh.
the.
Yo, check.
The unknown.
Surprisingly star-studded. I
Yo.
watched it like a couple years ago.
Before we finish that thought, look at the art for Naya, Legend of the Golden Dolphin. If that is not the worst photoshopped
Oh,
thing of golden dolphins I've ever seen.
that's
Is it-
disgusting.
there's two dolphins.
There's
I thought
three.
I
There's
thought it was
three. There's one
there's
in the
three?
background.
Oh no! I was talking about the main one in
Oh,
the
you mean
front.
the-
I thought it was
yeah.
all
Man.
one dolphin. I was like, what kind of like is it
It's
like
a
a
two-headed
like a
dolphin.
So
fighter
long,
jet
and
dolphin?
thanks for all the fish.
Yeah.
What yeah, who all was in the in Dinotopia?
I'm looking
I
right
think
now.
John Hurt was in it.
Dinotopia.
Definitely Professor Lupin from Harry Potter. He was in it. Was who else? I want to say
How do you spell the Dinotopia?
Dinotopia.
Can't seem
Dinotopia.
to find it. Oh, there we go. There we go.
And I
Yeah,
think they made like a
you
sequel
got-
miniseries or a remake of it.
you got Wentworth Miller, Katie Carr, Professor Lupin.
What's his name?
David Thewlis?
Yeah, David Thewlis.
Jim Carter.
Jimmy Carter, former
Jim-
U.S. president.
Jim Carter.
Oh.
Just Jim Carter.
No relation, I assume.
I'm trying to think of other actors in this. There's a lot of actors in here.
I mean, it's like 6 hours or something.
Yeah, but there's not a lot that I think are like household names.
No, I must be mistaken.
But I do remember this show.
Yeah,
I complete. Oh man,
it's wild.
this is weird because I feel like some of these I've seen them before, but
Oh, you know what else I mean to watch? The BBC made a mini series of the War of the Worlds, and they finally. This is something I had dreamed of. If no one was going to make this before I became famous, it was going to be my dream project. Was to make a period piece of the War of the Worlds, because at the 2 times it was made in the time it was set in, or the time the movie was made in. So they made a version in like the 60s that was set in the 60s. And then they made the Tom Cruise version in like 2009, which was set in modern day.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
But the book is set in like the late 1800s. So I wanted to, if no one else was going to make it, I wanted to make a version that was set in the 1800s, because both of those other versions leave out the best scene in the whole book, which is the HMS Thunderchild. Back in the 1800s, they had ram ships, which were normal ships, but the entire front of it was covered in iron. And what they had no guns, they had minimal weaponry, minimal crew. All they had was an iron-plated front and really big engines. And all they would do is ram into ships, back out, and ram into more ships.
oh wow,
And so what
like
they
the
did,
shits from Road One.
yeah.
Road One.
So
That's
if you
awesome.
remember, did you see the 2009 War of the Worlds?
Yes, I did.
I didn't. I don't think I did.
Remember the scene when they're all trying to get on the ferry and then the tripods are in the water? sniping down the ferries.
That I
And
do
like
not remember.
all the people are in the water and then they start scooping them up. Anyway, the same thing happens in the book where it's a bunch of people trying to get on the ferries and then the tripods show up in the water. And then they describe like the vaporizing beams hitting the water and creating huge clouds of fog. And then the book describes out of the mist a huge shape coming out, and it's this ship, the HMS Thunderchild, as it is just going full steam for one of the tripods. And the tripods are trying to shoot at it,
I
and they're
did see
doing
this.
almost no damage to it because it's just iron, wood, and engines. And it just smashes into the leg of one of them and cripples it. Backs up, gets another one before they finally hit it, and it explodes, blowing up a third tripod.
Oh wow.
It's an awesome scene.
I've seen,
And they describe, and as this is going on, the narrator is describing that he's in the water trying to swim to land, and they're firing their lasers in the water, which is superheating it. And so he describes getting out like covered in burns from being boiled alive.
You want to talk about a star-studded cast for a film? This one,
But yeah, the BBC finally made a version, a miniseries of it set in the 1800s.
That's pretty cool.
And so I really want to see it.
wow, the one that
In case you can't tell, I really like War of
I'm
the
looking at
Worlds.
the
Yeah, I picked up on that.
2005 version. The
2005.
Yeah.
Oh
The
man.
Start like Tom Cruise. You got Dakota Fanning,
Yep.
Anne Robinson. You've got Tim Robbins, Justin Chadwin, Miranda Otto, Morgan Freeman.
Oh, that's right.
Like a hell of a
Yeah.
crowd is in this one. Amy Ryan's in this.
Yeah.
Man, it just keeps going. Like
Yeah. And I think
David Harbour was on it.
Really? Wait, really? Oh, was he he was the farmer, wasn't he?
I don't know.
There's a point in the movie where they hide out in a farmhouse. He must be that farmhouse.
Yeah, he's
dude.
in it.
Either that or a military dude.
Oh man, speaking of him, I can't believe I'm not gonna get to see him as Red Guardian in May 1st. Black Widow got
Oh, did it get
Yeah.
delayed?
everything got
Everything is going to
Yeah.
be delayed,
Everything-
especially theaters.
so far.
well, yeah.
Every project that anybody cared about or that
Well,
the studios cared about all got delayed.
To bring it back to the Corona stuff too, did you hear that if everything doesn't come back online within a couple weeks, airlines could start looking down the barrel of being bankrupt because they all run on razor thin profit margins already.
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Like
It's about to get. I could see.
That
I do
that's
see
an
this
industry that
recession
would
thing
get,
coming.
Yeah, that's an industry that a bailout would go
Yeah,
to,
for
because
sure.
it is one of those events where it is nobody's fault except for China's.
yeah.
But it's no fault of the people that are being affected by it at this point, and literally everyone is in the same boat.
Yeah.
So I think what's going to happen, and like there's even a story that I was telling you guys before we got started that there's a local brewery here that's making their own hand sanitizer for first responders.
Yeah.
Because hand sanitizer is getting hard to find.
Yeah.
And like I think communities are going to get together. People are going to start giving more charity. Like I think it's going to be something where like we'll make
Yeah.
it through. It's just going to be a rough thing. Like it's
you-
going to be hard.
So I did want to go over this because again, I want to take this stuff with a grain of salt. This was all sent to me, and my buddy sent me like different articles he found. He sent me like the good news from the different articles about the coronavirus. So there is good news. Again, I'm going to take this with a grain of salt because he also wouldn't give me like sources.
Oh yeah, that's always a fun one.
But he gave me like a list of like some of the most important things to know about, and one of them has to deal with like Canada. Because Canada shut down hockey and then immediately went full force into trying to prevent the coronavirus.
Yeah,
They're like,
they closed
you
their
take down my
borders."
hockey, we're done. Well, we're taking you down there.
Did
eh?
you hear about how in Wuhan the CCP tried to organize an appreciation parade for how do you pronounce it? Xi Jinping.
I think it's Xi Jinping.
Xi Jinping. They tried to organize a rally in support of him and his brilliant handling of the coronavirus situation.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
'Cause
he's the
they're
one that put the guy in
they're
jail.
trying to paint it as they tried to buy the West time and that the West wasn't prepared like they should have been with all the time China bought them. Meanwhile, China had been lying the whole time.
Yeah,
and then
well-
Wuhan shut that down. They unanimously said, "No, are you out of your mind?"
Well,
so you can expect everyone in Wuhan to get disappeared pretty soon.
Well, their state media actually said that the virus originated in the United States, and we gave
Yeah.
it to them. And also, the last week, they've said that they've had no more cases, which is obviously a bold-faced lie.
Yeah.
And they've also just now called to expel all American journalists from China and Hong Kong.
So this is that first what you just said about no new cases. He did send me and he said like, yeah, this first one is a fact that's good, but it can be taken the wrong way. So he made sure to make it very clear that I say this. So the first thing that he found is that China has closed down its last coronavirus hospital, and they found that there are not enough new cases to support them. Not saying that they're like in China things are getting better.
Yeah,
or
I
there's
believe
not
that.
new. He said he's like he put in like quotes like make sure you make it clear. But one of the other things that he's been focusing on, like with other places around, like in other countries, trying to stay away from China because he knows none of the evidence he can get from there is good. But he said he found that doctors in India have been successful in treating the coronavirus. A combination of drugs used, as he puts it, Lopinavir, Retrovir, and a bunch of stuff I don't know how to say. But these four things combined, and they are going to suggest the same medicine globally, because they found they were able to cure some. They were able to cure a lot of elderly people of the disease.
Now, to be
good.
clear, when especially China talks about curing it, they know that executing people that have it doesn't count as curing it, right?
I'm assuming not. Other thing that they found, a 103-year-old Chinese woman or grandmother not living in China, she had made a full recovery with this mixture that India had cured her with.
Oh, good.
She made a full recovery from COVID-19 after being treated with it for 6 days.
Good.
Apple was opening up all 42 China stores. And a Cleveland clinic developed a COVID-19 test that gives results in hours, not days. So
That's really clutch right now.
yeah, these
Yeah.
are all things that I want to. If there is anyone listening, like, do your own research. I'm just telling you what was brought to my attention that thought it was a good idea for me to bring up since this
Yeah,
is an episode.
and
of
things are
Corona.
moving in the right direction. Like there are things that the federal government have done well and done poorly,
Yeah,
and like it's fair to point out both. But they are doing a pretty good job at setting things up. Like they worked with Google to try and get like sites up to help people. They worked with local governors because there's a bunch of governors, even ones that disagree with this administration, that have been saying, "Hey, listen, they've been doing the right thing. Don't give them crap. Like let's get moving." And that's a great thing to see at this point because it's really nice to see at least some of the politics set aside to say, "Hey, listen, we're going in the right direction."
it's
Yeah.
really funny as I read these. I continue to read these off. These all sound like the headlines you would get if you were playing that
Plague Inc.
Plague
Yeah.
game. But another thing you wanted to say is like good news for South Korea, where the numbers of new cases is declining daily. Italy is hit hard, obviously, but experts say only because they have the oldest population in Europe. Okay.
Yeah, different demographic and culture.
Scientists in Israel are likely to announce the development of a coronavirus vaccine. And another thing, 3 Maryland coronavirus patients fully recovered and were able to return to everyday life with no side effects as claimed by others that there would be.
Nice.
In a San Diego biotech company is developing a COVID-19 vaccine in collaboration with Duke University and the National University of Singapore, which apparently Singapore I do know has made some strides in finding ways to take care of this thing. Tulsa County's first positive COVID-19 case has recovered. This individual has had 2 negative tests, which is an indicator of recovery. And all 7 patients who were getting treating for at this one hospital in New Delhi have recovered, and plasma from newly recovered patients from COVID-19 can treat others infected by COVID-19.
Ooh.
Oh, that's
to
good.
know.
So like these are things that, again, please don't, like, with what I said, do your own research to confirm, figure out, because I'm certain there's more information, but he might say these were the headlines of stuff that he found out, because he in fact, my friend is infected with it.
Nice.
And he has a new immune system issue. So
Oh,
he's
not
not
nice.
doing so good. So he's been focused, like he spent most
focusing
of
on
his
the good.
days, because he lives in San Francisco. So he's going. He's not doing so great the last time I talked to him. So
Yikes.
Oh, that's
but
not
that's
good.
what he sent me.
Well, they'll cure him.
Yeah, he sent me a bunch of this stuff. He's like, if you're talking about he said, like, if you're taking, he told me, he's like, we need to stop joking so much, like, about the coronavirus. He said, like, it's okay to joke, but make sure you make it clear that there are some people that are listening to you and are listening to your stuff and saying, like, hey, this isn't, Like they're
Yeah.
making a joke, must not be funny. He's like, currently to him, he's discovered that a lot of the people in the United States are not taking this as seriously as they need to because they believe it's a hoax, or we're Americans, we're invincible, you know.
Yeah,
We're
it's a
not
little bit of
boomers.
both.
But you know, I mean, I clearly have not followed the stay-at-home. I have been out of my house. I've already been to Best Buy today.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I went to the post office, and then
I'm already a homebody, so
yeah, like I.
nothing really has changed for me.
It's been a great week
But yeah,
for me.
but he did say he said like he likes our podcast.
Nice.
He welcomes you, Zach.
Oh, well,
but-
awesome. Thank you.
Hi, I hope you get better from the
Name's
coronavirus.
His name's
Yeah, same
Pete.
here.
You say hey, Pete. But
Get better, Pete.
yeah, hopefully. But
Yeah, you can do it. We
It's
believe
actually
in you.
cool. He is like my toy supplier. If I can't find things, he always knows how to find
He's your
them.
dealer.
Yeah, he's like a toy dealer. But
Do you ever go visit him and
He-
got his
what
trench
you-
coat?
It's like, what you buying?
Yeah. Do you guys want to end on a story that's not about
Real quick,
coronavirus?
he sent me he sent me a Jin Urso hot toy and a
Oh,
Venom
really?
hot toy for my birthday. He's the
Nice.
nicest dude in the world. But
My brain didn't put that together
They all-
correctly. I thought you said he
I-
sent you a hot Jin Urso toy, and I was like, "What
I
on
mean-
earth
no,
did you
They're
get?"
called hot toys, but they're
Oh,
like,
that makes more
they're
sense.
the $300 like realistic head sculpts. He got me that and a Venom figure. It was cool.
Oh, that's pretty
Nice.
cool.
From birthday. Yeah, that's like $500 right there.
You guys might have heard about this. Quote, faster than it looks, unquote. Loose Florida cow keeps evading police.
What?
Have you heard about this?
Loose Florida
Pembroke
cow.
Pines, Florida.
But there's
A cow, and I want to thank Steven for sending me this
You
story.
said it's in Florida, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
A cow is on the loose in South Florida. Not considered dangerous, but police have been trying to corral it for weeks. The Pembroke Pines Police Department said Wednesday the animal has been spotted near Interstate 75 in southern Broward County. Somehow it has eluded capture since late January. The police department put out a tweet, wanted unknown cow, followed by this. Quote, description, female cow, brown with a white head, faster than it looks, talented fence jumper, enjoys pools. Police spokeswoman Amanda Conwell said officers and wranglers have been unable to catch the animal and have backed off when it gets too close to heavily traveled roads. Quote, it jumps fences, she said. It goes into pools. Police also said the cow is guilty of, quote, moving violations, uttering false checks, and fleeing and eluding police. These are direct quotes. And that's the end of the article.
Wait a minute. When's the last time this thing's been seen?
That article was from the 11th. So that's actually 7 days old.
This
at
thing's
point.
dead. It's been eaten by crocodiles already. There's no way. There's no way.
Oh my god!
Only
No, I
in
don't
Florida,
want you to.
man.
I don't want you to know my location. I don't
Yeah,
want
can we-
you to send me notifications.
Because you said this is in Florida, I want to say one thing. Florida is the reason we're all going to die from coronavirus. They are actively trying to spread this disease and get it. In fact, a pastor there in Florida right now said to all of his
Congregation.
congregation, we are not bitches. We're not pussies. This is basically this is what he said. We're not pansies, is what he said. But
Yeah.
we're not pansies, and I'll show you. You're in the safest place you could be. And then he forced all of them to hug and shake hands with each other for like a solid 40 minutes. And
Oh,
it's
dear Lord.
hundreds and hundreds. And by the way, guess what Florida's population is mostly? Old people.
Yeah,
So,
that
good
kind
job,
of
Florida.
that kinda
Disney didn't shut down.
God.
They didn't shut down there. They shut down in California, but Disney World's
Not in
still
Florida.
open.
Yeah, that's like that kind of irresponsibility is ridiculous.
It shows
I'm-
how
like
dumb
I'm-
Americans are.
like I'm a churchgoer,
Yeah.
but like I think every churchgoer knows like we still live in reality.
Yeah.
Like there is no like God's gonna protect me.
Buddy,
I'm fine.
there
Let me
are
go out
some
and do something
churchgoers
dumb.
that do not believe
Oh,
reality
it's
exists.
so stupid.
Shut up! Stop talking to me. Leave me alone. I don't want to hear your stupid ads.
Fine, I'll leave.
I think we need to leave that.
As of Wednesday, so yesterday or today, this morning, I think, they corralled it into a property, an enclosed area in Davie, I think is the city. The property owner is aware of the cow and agreed to keep it until it can be safely removed. We wish the cow well in its future adventures.
So this cow survived. It's
It survived. and it's currently penned up and waiting for it to be transferred back to its owner.
That cow is going to make
That
the
is a
best
happy
burger.
ending. I think that's how we should end this
It
today.
is.
Let's end this coronavirus-filled episode.
Yes.
I'm going to do the outro because...
Okay.
So thank you for listening to the Pop Culture Unboxing Corona edition. Get your limes together, my mens and lemons. First of all, I'll let Zach start because he never gets to start. Zach, where can people reach you? If they
You
need
can
to?
find me at Twitter at Little Leaf. Leaf is spelled Lief.
Okay, and Matt, how can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at MattRossVO.
And as always, you can find me at Red Steak Ryan on any platform, including Twitch. If you want to learn more about us or find more places you can listen to our episodes, you can go to www.popcultureunboxing.com. You can get a little bio about us all. Plus, you can listen to this podcast anywhere podcasters are around, like iTunes, the Spotify, and what's some of the other ones?
Pocket
Matt?
Cast,
Pocket Cast.
Stitcher, iHeartRadio.
Stuff. We're even on
Google
iHeartRadio.
Podcasts.
Yeah,
We're
anywhere
literally
you can
everywhere
find
you
us.
can get podcasts.
So-
But
Up in
if
the
you're
world.
listening to this, you obviously found somewhere to listen
And
to
if you're
podcasts.
listening to this on iTunes, give us a like, make a comment, give us a rating.
And if you
tell
hate
us
all
how
the
good we are.
big wigs, you can just download it directly from our website.
And just remember, everything else got canceled by coronavirus,
Hey,
but us.
everyone
we're coming,
remember.
we're gonna constantly be here.
Hey, everyone, KYS, keep yourself safe.
Yep. Take care, everybody. And Pete, hope you're feeling better.
Yeah,
Talk
good
to
luck,
you.
Pete.
Yeah,
I
good
believe
Talk
in
to you
you.
tomorrow, buddy. Who's your friend that you have?
Steven,
Steve.
Yeah.
Feel better,
obviously,
Steve.
Obviously, we didn't get to the special project this week either.
Oh, what are we
Oh,
doing?
no.
But
Did you
we'll get
have
to
it
it
prepared?
We'll get to it next week.
Do you have it ready?
We'll get to it next week.
Do you have everything?
We'll get to it next week.
Okay.
We'll
next
see you
week.
guys on the next
You
episode of
make
Pop
sure
Culture
to add it.
Unboxing.
Yeah. Bye
We'll
bye,
make sure to bring
everybody.
you those
Bye.
numbers on procrastination next time.